Alright. Alright, I'm doing this on a whim. It's fucking 11:30 at night, and I just had some ice cream. I just want to talk about something real quick for the fun of it and to practice certain editing things, as well as to try some things out. Alright, what I want to talk about is Lobotomy Ego Lantern Don Quixote. She is one of my favorite IDs and has been a very good ID for me early on. However, she's now left in the dust. She is very much outdated, and I'm going to explain why she's outdated. So the first thing to note is she's the Rupture ID. Already off to a terrible start. There are loads of new Rupture IDs. While she is in the original Rupture team before the high show came out, she was one of the staple identities due to having high Rupture count. However, due to the high show, it's not really needed anymore, but she does still have more count than the high show Don Quixote. That's one reason why she's outdated. The whole Rupture team is completely different now. The second reason is because of her self-healing. She has a passive heal 6 every time this unit hits an enemy that targeted this unit with an attack skill. In the chaining phase for abnormalities, each part is calculated separately. So basically, if she was targeted by an enemy and she hits that enemy that targeted her, she gains 6 HP on every hit, which is really good for how early she was introduced, which is kind of what the point I'm trying to get at here. She's outdated because we have things like the Blood Fiend IDs now who just have healing on their base attack skills. So Rupture, already outdated. Healing, outdated. She is aggro. She's a bit of a tank. That's actually, weirdly enough, not that outdated because there are so few identities that have been released lately that fill in the aggro tank role. There are tanks, like Yi Sang's high show ID, but he doesn't gain aggro, to my knowledge. Hold on, let me check. I believe Linebreaker does not give it. Strider Wu. Never mind, gains aggro. Figured I said anything. Yeah, so we don't have very many IDs that are aggro tanks, but then again, we have good. We have High Show Yi Sang, and then we have Lamp Gregor, the LCE Lamp. Well, actually, it's technically Lobotomy Ego Lamp, not LCE Ego, but that's aside the point. Point is we have those two identities who gain aggro, I believe. Actually, now that I think about it, does he gain aggro? I know his support passive gives aggro, which is very unique and very cool, but it's occurred to me, I don't actually know if he does get aggro. He doesn't. Oh, weird. He's not an aggro. I mean, admittedly, he doesn't need aggro. He can clash with literally anything. Yeah, and then like what? We have tanks. We have Ujat Don. Not Ujat Don. Ujat Otis. We only have one Ujat ID. It's like she's such a tank. Oh. Yes, she does. I'm still with. Okay, I just didn't see it. It's in the skill description. She gains aggro from that. Actually, that makes sense. Okay. So, forget everything I said about there not being very many aggro tanks. There are actually quite a few. Aggro is not necessarily something that's sought after or an underused effect. I think it is actually used surprisingly more often than I thought. I totally thought there were tanks that didn't use aggro, at least with the most recent IDs, but I was just flat out wrong. So she's outdated in the terms of being an aggro tank, because we have those plenty modern ones. Outdated with Rupture, outdated with the healing, is a 2-star, and then what? What else does she have left? Like, she's just kind of left in the dust. The only thing that she really has going for her anymore is her support passive, because the support passive is actually one of the best ones in the game for healing, really only rivaled by K-Corp Hung Lu. The thing is, her support passive is entirely dependent on the unit it is being applied to having aggro, which makes sense. You want the person to be healing a tank, and presumably tanks are going to have aggro, but it makes it difficult to use the passive. But I mean, if you do have aggro on somebody you want having healing, it is really good. In any case, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. It's really good. It's like the second best healing passive outside of K-Corp Hung Lu. He has 4 Galenian Resonance, and you just gain 50% max HP at the end of each turn. It's just an ego every turn for the people it's applied to. It's insane. And then you apply it again on accident and you kill them because you got 4 ampules. I will say though, one amazing quirk about her is the uncapped coin reuse on her skill 3. Like, technically, she was the first ID, to my knowledge, to be able to have more than 5 coins on a skill through coin reuse. Granted, it's very difficult to do that. I certainly never have. And I unironically cannot think of any other ID that can have more than 5 coins before index Yi-Sang. Alright, I mean, that's all. I guess I just wanted to practice some animation things and the like, so... Cool. Well, that's the end of this video. Officially, at least. So I'd like to say a few things. The point of this video was to learn how to edit better, and I certainly can say that I have. I've learned how to use Fusion. I've learned more about keyframing. I knew simple keyframing before this, but now I know things like ease in, ease out, some more complicated keyframing with the keyframe editor. An example of that would be in the previous video where I was playing Guilty Gear with my friend. They got a phone call, and so I edited the Stokia phone over the character they're playing, which was Kai K, as the game was going. It was a mess to keyframe, but it was sort of funny. Funny to me, at least. And then I learned some audio mixing stuff. Audio is really hard. I don't understand it, but I mean, I'm a little bit better, and hopefully I can continue to get better. I understand things like LUFs, even if I don't really understand them. Like they're a thing, and I know you need like 11 for YouTube. And the biggest thing for me, out of all of that, is learning how to use Fusion. But second to that is the actual value of a script, or at the very least, thinking about what I'm going to say before I say it. Because I had to edit out so many ums, so many ahs, and I had to stitch sentences together that were just incoherent on their own to create these Frankenstein sentences that actually made sense, but you can totally hear where the cuts are made. And I'd like to avoid having to edit something like this again. This was recorded on a whim at 11 p.m. like I said at the start of the video. It was a mess. It was great for learning, but like, I'm done. I don't want to do that again. Like, I'm good. Thank you. All right. I think that's all. All right, later, nerds.